June 9th, 1944, 3 days after D-Day. A message is being typed in London that will decide the fate of thousands of soldiers. If the Germans believe this message, the Allies win. If they don't, thousands die. The man typing it? A Spanish chicken farmer. The catch? Every single word is a lie. This is the story of the greatest catfish in history. Before Tinder. Before the internet. Before anyone knew what catfishing even was. One man created 29 completely fake people, gave them jobs, personalities, and drama-filled lives, and convinced Nazi Germany they were all real spies working for Hitler. He did this from his apartment, with a guidebook, and he saved more Allied lives than almost anyone else in World War II. His name was Juan Pujol García. His code name was Garbo, and this is how he pulled off the most audacious con in military history. Let's be clear, Juan Pujol García was spectacularly ordinary. Not a war hero, not a trained soldier, not even particularly patriotic to any one country. He managed a chicken farm, he ran a cinema. He was, by his own admission, terrible at both. During the Spanish Civil War, he deserted from the Republicans, faked documents to avoid the nationalists, and basically tried to survive without actually fighting for anyone. But that war taught him something. He was really, really good at lying. January 1941. Garcia watches Hitler's armies crush Europe. He makes a decision. Someone needs to stop this madness, and if no one else will use him, he'll do it himself. He goes to the British embassy in Madrid. They laugh him out. He tries the British again through different channels. Rejected. He approaches the Americans. Also number. Imagine that. You want to risk your life to fight the Nazis, and literally nobody wants you. Most people would give up. Garcia had a different idea. If they won't let me spy for them, I'll spy against them first. Then they'll have to take me seriously. So he walks into the German embassy and pitches himself as a Nazi spy. He claims he's a Spanish government official with access to travel to Britain. He plays up his fascist sympathies. He sells himself hard. And the Germans, desperate for intelligence from Britain, bite. They give him money, invisible ink, instructions, and a code name. ARABEL. Garcia takes their money, promises to go to London, and instead goes to Lisbon, Portugal, a neutral city, safe, cheap, and crucially, nowhere near Britain. From a tiny Lisbon apartment with nothing but a tourist guidebook to England, a library card, and an imagination, he begins creating an intelligence network that doesn't exist. And somehow, he makes the Third Reich believe every word. Here's where it gets insane. Garcia doesn't just pretend to be in England reporting information. That would be too simple, too easy to catch. Instead, he tells the Germans he's recruiting sub-agents across Britain. And then, he invents these people, completely from scratch. Think about this. He's basically creating fake social media profiles in 1941, except instead of fake Instagram accounts, it's fake spies. And instead of impressing strangers, he's fooling the Nazi high command. Let me introduce you to some of his greatest hits. Agent 1, a Portuguese traveling salesman. Personality, greedy, reports frequently for extra money. Agent 2, a Swiss businessman, supposedly well-connected, but actually quite gullible. Agent 3, a Venezuelan student in Glasgow who Garcia makes fall in love with another fake agent. Yes, he writes their romance arc. Yes, the Germans believe it. Agent 4, his brother, working as a waiter in military canteens. Perfect for overhearing gossip. Agent 5, a Welsh nationalist who hates the English so much he's willing to betray them. Garcia literally invents racism to make his spies seem real. Agent 7, a retired British seaman, widow of Agent 7, who Garcia kills off dramatically when he needs to simplify his network. By the end, he's managing 29 fake people, each with their own personality, motivations, and interpersonal drama. It's basically a soap opera, except the audience is the Nazi intelligence service, and the stakes are the outcome of World War II. But here's what makes Garcia a genius: the details. When Agent 3 supposedly travels from Glasgow to London, Garcia researches actual train schedules and mentions realistic delays. When an agent catches a cold, Garcia writes about their recovery over several letters. When someone asks for expense reimbursement, Garcia has them argue about exchange rates. He's writing multiple letters per week, each in different handwriting styles. He's managing storylines, keeping timelines consistent, remembering who knows what information. All while never forgetting that one mistake, one contradiction means execution. And then brilliantly, he makes mistakes on purpose. He reports a convoy leaving Liverpool when it actually left Portsmouth. He describes Glaswegians drinking wine instead of whiskey. He gets British money denominations slightly wrong. Because here's what he understands: perfect intelligence is suspicious. Real spy networks make mistakes. The Germans don't want perfection, they want authenticity, and Garcia gives them exactly that. The Germans love Arabelle. He's sending more reports than almost any other agent. The information seems valuable. The details are convincing. They start paying him more, demanding more intelligence. And all of it, every single word, is written by one man in Portugal who has never set foot in Britain. Early 1942. British intelligence intercepts German messages about Agent Arabelle's reports from Britain. Detailed reports, frequent reports, completely wrong reports. They're confused. Is this a terrible German spy, a delusional informant, or something else? Meanwhile, Garcia is getting desperate. He's been running this operation for months. The Germans trust him. He's proving he can deceive them. But the British still don't know he exists. Garcia makes one more attempt. Through an American diplomat, he sends a message to British intelligence. I am Arabelle. I'm the spy you're looking for, and I'm on your side. The British are absolutely stunned. This random Spanish guy has been catfishing Nazi intelligence for over a year from Portugal with a guidebook, and they never knew. April 1942. They bring Garcia to London. He finally sees the Britain he's been describing for months. The trains he researched, the streets he mapped, the pubs his fake agents supposedly visited. MI5 gives him a new code name, Garbo, after Greta Garbo, because as they put it, he's the greatest actor in the world. The man who was rejected 3 times, the chicken farmer nobody wanted. He's now the crown jewel of British intelligence's double-cross system, the operation that turned every German spy in Britain into a double agent. But his greatest performance is still to come. 1944. The Allies are planning D-Day, the largest amphibious invasion in history. And if the Germans know where they're landing, it's a massacre. So they create Operation Fortitude, an elaborate deception to convince Hitler the invasion will hit Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy. They build fake armies, inflate rubber tanks, broadcast false radio traffic. But someone needs to sell it. Someone the Germans trust, absolutely. Someone whose word they'll take over their own reconnaissance. But someone is Garbo. For months, Garbo's fictional network reports on this phantom army. Agent 3 sees tank divisions in Scotland. Agent 4 overhears officers talking about Calais. Agent 7 spots landing craft being assembled. The Germans intercept it all. They analyze it, cross-reference it, and they believe it. Hitler orders 29 divisions, including the best panzer units in France, to sit at Pas-de-Calais and wait. That's over 300,000 men, waiting for an invasion that will never come, because of letters from people who don't exist. June 6, 1944, 3 a.m. The Allies are hitting Normandy. It's chaos, it's bloody, but it's working. Garcia sits down and types one of the most important messages of the war. He reports massive troop movements toward Normandy. His tone is urgent, panicked. He tried to warn them earlier, he says, but couldn't get through. The message arrives hours after the landings begin, too late to help Germany defend Normandy, but perfectly timed to do something else. It makes Garbo look like he tried to warn them. It reinforces his credibility. It sets up the next lie, June 9th, 3 days after D-Day. Allied forces are barely hanging on in Normandy. If the Germans send those panzer divisions south, the invasion could still fail. Garbo sends his masterpiece. Based on his network's intelligence, he reports that Normandy is a diversion. The real invasion, the main assault, is still coming at Pas-de-Calais. Patton's army is waiting to strike. The German High Command holds an emergency meeting. They review Garbo's record. 2 years of reliable intelligence, hundreds of accurate reports, a network that has never failed them. They make the decision. The panzers stay at Pas-de-Calais. For 7 weeks, Germany's best armored divisions sit and wait for an invasion that will never come. By the time they realize they've been fooled, the Allies have broken out of Normandy and begun the liberation of Europe. 1 man, 29 fake people, and the Third Reich never knew what hit them. Here's how good Garcia was. After the war, the British give him the Member of the Order of the British Empire for his service. The Germans, still believing Arabelle was their loyal agent, had already given him the Iron Cross. He's one of the only people in history to receive military decorations from both sides of World War II. The Allies honored him for deceiving Germany. Germany honored him while being deceived. The Germans never found out, ever. But Garcia isn't done lying. After the war, fearing revenge from Nazi sympathizers, he does what he does best. He creates a story. He fakes his own death from malaria in Angola. Obituary published. Death certificate filed. Everyone believes he's dead. He moves to Venezuela, changes his name, and runs a bookstore and gift shop. For 40 years, the greatest spy of World War II lives in complete obscurity, unable to tell anyone about what he did. His own children don't know. His neighbors don't know. He's just a quiet Spanish guy who sells books. 1984. A British author named Nigel West is researching the double-cross system. He finds inconsistencies in Garcia's death. He investigates, and he tracks Garcia down in Venezuela. Garcia is 72 years old. He thought he'd take the secret to his grave. West brings him back to Britain. For the first time, Garcia is publicly honored for saving thousands of lives. He meets with MI5 veterans who worked with him. He visits the D-Day beaches where his lies changed history. He stands on those beaches, and for the first time in 40 years, someone thanks him for what he did. We live in a world of deep fakes, bots, and AI-generated content. We think online deception is something new. But 80 years ago, one man proved that the most powerful weapon isn't technology, it's belief. Garcia understood something we're only now learning. People don't believe perfect information. They believe authentic seeming information. They believe stories that feel real, even when they're not. Historians estimate that Garbo's deceptions saved between 10,000 and 30,000 Allied lives during the Normandy invasion. Thousands of soldiers who walked off those beaches. Thousands of families who got their sons back. Because one rejected Spanish chicken farmer refused to give up. Juan Pujol García, Agent Garbo, the man who catfished Hitler, the spy who never spied, the actor who gave the performance of a lifetime and convinced the Third Reich that 29 people who never existed were real. Sometimes the best weapon in war isn't a gun. It's a good story and the audacity to tell it.